Good morning, everybody. I know a couple of you have probably got a few people in with you as well, because that tends to happen. So good morning, whoever is attending. Thank you for joining us on this very sunny Wednesday, and it's lovely to see it. So just a little introduction of who I am. If this is one of the first times you've attended one of our network meetings, my name is Charlie Roberts, and I am one of the coordinators of the Wellbeing Champion programme. So you'll see emails from myself and also emails from Shawnee, who I'll ask to do a little introduction to in a moment. A lot of you may know or may not know that Shawnee and I work on the Wellbeing Champion programme, and as you guys are aware, with joining this is all linked to how we can support our staff, how we can support our colleagues around looking after ourselves in work to make sure that we're healthy and happier in our workplaces. Shawnee, would you like to do an introduction?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Shawnee. I support Charlie with the Wellbeing Champions. I'm the person that sends you the monthly newsletters, and the competition information and all the other bits that are on our social media and our comms. And also, I support our training administration. And also, if you are involved with health checks or know your measurements, you also be talking to me in organising and planning with Sarah, our health check lead. Yeah, so hello everybody and good to see you all.
Thank you. So like Shawnee just mentioned, we do have other offers, which we will run through at the end of this, just so you guys are aware, and it does go into our newsletters, so it's probably information that you potentially have already seen, but we always like to just reiterate. So I'd also like to welcome Victoria and Claire. So Victoria is from Naturally Calm Therapy, who's going to take us through a guided meditation and discuss the benefits of how meditation can help us through our day-to-days, and around how to do it, where we feel comfortable, all those sort of things. Because meditation is a big topic that happens within our holistic approaches to mental health and well-being. So it'd be really cool to hear a lot more about that. And Claire is also from Plymouth Stock Reflexology clinic, and she'll be taking us through some hand reflexology techniques and talking about what reflexology actually is and how it can help us and benefit us. So we're really looking forward to learning about those two techniques, and we hope you guys enjoy it. At the end, you are always sent a feedback form, so please do give us your honest opinions on how you found today, and also if you have any ideas for the rest of the year with our other 3 network meetings that we host. And yeah, really looking forward to it. So Victoria, let me hand over to you.
Good morning. Morning, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to the event, first of all. I'll introduce myself and I will let you know I'm really nervous, for no other reason than this is really important to me, and I am generally one of life's natural worriers, so please do bear with me. You already know that my name's Victoria and I teach meditation. I'm also a hypnotherapist, so I am pretty good at helping other people relax, just not quite so good at practicing what I preach. I wasn't always a worrier though. In my previous life, I worked in high pressure environments. I loved to travel with my work, but thanks to a lifetime health event and a brain tumour, I had to change my own life. I had 2 choices. I could sit watching rubbish on TV when I was told I'm medically unfit to work, or I could do something different. And that's where I discovered meditation. And please believe me when I say it's worked for me. The meditation, that is, not watching the rubbish on TV, which I'm also very good at. I studied meditation. I learned breathing techniques that can fit quietly into our busy lives. And we're all busy. We're busy with family, animals, work, and just life generally. And we regularly forget to give ourselves some quiet time. So here, I'd like to give you just a simple 5 minutes of relaxation and some easy breathing to help you relax. So get comfy. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so, and enjoy. I'm just going to put on some meditation now.
Assuming a comfortable position and not focusing on anything, start to relax. Take in a few deep breaths now. As you breathe in, you feel your chest expand. And as you breathe out, emptying your lungs, your breaths are never strained and never rushed. Breathe in strength and breathe out tension. With your next out-breath, gently feel the weight of your body as you relax. Focus on where your body touches the floor or the chair that you're sitting. How does it feel? Is it heavy or light? Allow your breathing to discover its own natural, unhurried pace. As thoughts enter your mind, let them go. Feel your body where it touches the ground below you. Feel your feet on the floor and the weight of your hands as they are resting. Where are they? Just notice all of your physical senses for now. Enjoy this moment as you are settled, comfortable and calm. Focus on your breaths as you breathe at your comfortable and natural pace. You may hear outside sounds, and that's fine. You can simply watch them as they float away, as you have just let them go. As you are so relaxed here in your mind, you have created a sanctuary of soothing calm. And each time your mind wanders, you can bring yourself back here with your unhurried and natural breaths. When you know it is time to leave this place, begin to return. Let your breathing bring you back. Gently take a couple of deep breaths. Now it's time to let in the outside world. As you awaken from this rest, you can have a stretch if you want to. Open your eyes gently. Remember one last time that you can return to this place anytime you want to. It may only be for a moment, but it will remind you of the sense of peace that's yours. And before you go back to normal life, feel the goodness of the meditation for a few moments.
Hi again. I hope you enjoyed that short meditation session. It was kept deliberately short and simple just for this meeting. If you did enjoy it, I'm happy to send you a link and you can download it from my website for free with no problem at all. So here goes the business stuff. As a member of staff or management, would you like to reduce burnout and staff retention and staff leaving your company due to stress? Sharpen you and your staff's focus and decision making, and improve staff morale and retention. I'd like to give you some statistics here. Chronic stress in the workplace costs UK businesses around £38 billion per year, and workplace-related stress alone counts for 22.1 million sick days annually. Stressed employees are 60% more likely to make errors and 50% less productive. Mindfulness meditation reduces the stress hormone cortisol, alleviates anxiety, and can help manage depression. A 2020 study of 514 participants found that meditation was strongly associated with pain reduction, like back pain and headaches. How many of you or your staff or team struggle with bad backs or headaches? Regular meditation is associated with lower blood pressure, improved sleep, and better immune system function. Research indicates it can assist in reducing stress-related illnesses like IBS and fibromyalgia. Studies from the BBC's Headlines show that as little as 8 weeks of meditation can increase brain volume in the hippocampus, which is essential for memory. It also improves attention and memory, even for beginners. I know I sound as though I'm reading from script here. I am. These are the figures I updated yesterday from current UK figures. So imagine if just once a month for 30 minutes, your team could switch off the stress noise and reset their focus. And that's what workplace meditation sessions do. It's simple, it's evidence-based, and it works, even in high-pressure workplaces and home environments. I offer in-person or online guided meditation sessions for teams in and around Plymouth. I come to you and do the session. All you need to do is provide me with a warm, quiet room with seating. I also give anyone who attends my sessions a link to download to their phone, laptop, or tablet so that they continue to use it in their own space and time. I've often been asked why my guided meditation sessions are as short as they are. When I started studying, I automatically assumed that I needed an hour of silence to meditate, but I can't relax for that long before my mind starts wandering. Stuff I've got to do, the washing, cook the dinner, walk the dog, check my emails, and the list goes on, and I'm sure you all know what I mean. I didn't find that even a little bit relaxing, so I looked for something different. It turns out that 20 minutes is a very good sweet spot for maintaining good mental health and managing daily stress. It fits into our busy days, and by using my download too, it becomes a habit. Learning really simple breathing techniques also helps to control stress, upset, or anger. I know I've used this many times when I would have previously snapped back at someone or cried through anger, frustration, or upsets. My sessions are deliberately short, practical, and tailored to suit my clients' individual needs. The end of each session will be a time for anyone to ask me any questions. So, there we have it. And now I'd love to answer any questions that you may have to chat about bringing this into your workplace. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Victoria. Sorry, I was just reading Sophie's comment before I came in. So Sophie just said, highly can recommend Victoria's evening meditation session that she runs. The only time I have ever fully switched off from everything, which is lovely to hear. So yeah, thank you so much for that, Victoria. That was really calming. And like Greg said, nice to have some time to just switch off. I suppose some of the questions that we have had previously around meditation have been when would you suggest when we have back-to-back meetings, I think that's a lot of the conversation that has been going on a lot recently, is we get quite a bit of meeting fatigue. So naturally back-to-back meetings happen within most lines of work. And I think there's an element of, when can we find those 5 minutes? And I suppose the nice thing about meditation is that you can pretty much do it wherever you are, can't you?
Yeah.
In that side of things. And would you recommend like specific times of days, or do you think that's very individual? Or
Very individual. Some people are early risers. I'm not. So some of my clients will use the downloads when they wake up in the morning. Some people, a lot of my clients struggle with sleep, and some of the meditations I do are very focused on sleep. And some, like me, are just naturally nervous. So this morning, for example, before coming into this meeting with you guys, I gave myself that 5 minutes to just go, sit down, do my own breathing techniques, and just calm my own mind. And I'll do the same when I finish. You can use it as many times as you want to. And that is one of the nice things with the downloads, being able to use it in a workplace area where you guys are fitting in a little bit of wellness into your own work times, and then have it on your phone. If you've had a stressed meeting and you've got it on your phone and you've got some headphones, go and sit in the loo. It is that simple.
Yeah. And I guess meditation is viewed different to everybody, isn't it? So for example, I take time when I'm doing my morning walks and I have that meditated state, in a sense of when I'm on the walks, I'm doing the noticing, I'm listening, and all those. And I think that's really important, isn't it? That it is so individual for us, and how we would like to be able to practice. That's really, really important. One of the questions was from Glenda, and where do you offer the meditation classes and which evenings?
So I've been doing them in different places. Unfortunately, due to my epilepsy, I've had to change some of my classes. At the moment, what I'm focusing on is downloading from my website, contacting me directly, or I will come to workplaces. I have been offering them to hospital staff as well.
Amazing.
So it's changeable.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Could we have the link, please, Victoria?
Yes, of course.
To your downloads. Yeah, that would be amazing. Because I find it very difficult to switch off. I've tried meditation before, but my mind just goes, whoa, and then I kind of give up after 2 or 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, this is not working.
Yeah.
But it's something I really genuinely want to get into, do you know? I mean, because I've got a lot of downtime. My husband works odd hours. My son's always on the golf course. And sometimes I'm thinking, oh my God, how can I chill out? So I end up watching rubbish on Netflix or something, but that doesn't really make you chill out, does it? Because you get so invested in what's going on in the series you're watching. But I really do want to practice just not thinking about anything. So it would be amazing to try and really get into it. Yeah.
I know that my email address is on the email that's gone around to everybody. So please, Glenda, feel free, drop me a message and I will happily send you that link. No problem at all.
We will put it in the chat bar as well, Victoria, just so people can access it quickly. And Claire, there you go. Claire said that she was really interested in exploring this more. So how can she get in touch? So what we'll do is we'll put your email address in the chat bar as well, Victoria, just so it's easily accessible, so people don't have to go through emails just in case they can't find it easily. But yeah, amazing. Sorry.
And also with my clients, just something I wanted to add on there is that if, for example, Glenda, you find that 20 minutes is just too long, I'll do you a personal one that is just 5 minutes long or 8 minutes long, and we've all got our own sweet spot, and it's very much on our own busy lives and what we've got going on with family and everything going on around us.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I think just for the initial stages, perhaps just how to get this right, sort of, as it were, so maybe just 1 or 2 kind of personal, sessions just to get me into the swing of things and how to actually get my brain to shut off from
everything we have to do in the day. Yeah, like I go home and I'm like, oh my God, we've got students arriving. I'm trying to switch off, but I can't switch off. So yeah.
I know the feeling.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, and I'll write that down now, and yeah, I'll definitely email you, Victoria. Thank you.
Amazing. Has anybody got any other questions that they want to ask before we move on? Cool. Thank you so much, Victoria. That was so lovely to be taken through. And yeah, I can highly recommend Victoria's sessions. I was sent a link previously when I first met Victoria, so it was really lovely to listen to them and help you to really do chill out before a busy day and after a busy day. So thank you. So thank you. So moving on, we have Claire from Plymouth Reflexology. And so Claire, welcome to the floor. I'll hand over to you now. And again, any questions that anybody has, please do pop them in the chat bar or wait until the end where please just raise your hand and you can come forward into the session. So there you go, Claire. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Charlie. Hi, everyone. I'm Claire. I run Plymouth Stock Reflexology in Bowen over in Elberton in Plymouth Stock. And I've been running my business for about 7 years now. I had reflexology myself some years ago, about 20 years ago. A friend introduced me to it, and I'd had a long-standing cough that I couldn't get rid of. I'd had it for months and months, and she said, oh, why don't you try some reflexology? I had no idea what it entailed. Went along, and it was a lovely session, very, very relaxing. And after that, I found that my cough disappeared very quickly, and I was surprised, really amazed by it. Really interested in finding more about reflexology, but I had young children at the time, and I wasn't in a position to learn and train then. So I've learned some years later, but I absolutely love it and all its benefits. So today I'm going to talk to you a bit about it. I'm going to explain what reflexology is, a brief history of it, how it works, the benefits for well-being, and then we'll follow on with a brief hand reflexology demonstration. So what is reflexology? Reflexology is a complementary therapy. That means it can be used alongside conventional healthcare. So whatever else people are going through, they can. It's beneficial to help with all that. It involves applying pressure to specific points on the feet, hands, ears, or face. We can do it on all of those. I mostly work with the feet, and I also do facial reflexology. I do a lovely combination of face and feet, which is very relaxing. Each of these points correspond to different organs and systems within the body to help rebalance us. So pressure applied to these points stimulate nerve pathways, and they help us to balance. And this supports relaxation and circulation and aims to support the body's natural healing processes. So where did reflexology come from? Its origins are in ancient China and Egypt. There are evidence on Egyptian tomb drawings from around 2000 BC. But modern reflexology developed in the early 20th century. And a lady called Eunice Ingham defined the reflex points within the feet, and it's become more and more popular since. So reflexology and the nervous system. So we've talked about stress and how stress can really impact our lives. So reflexology can help to activate the parasympathetic rest and digest response. So we spend a lot of our time in the fight or flight, lots of little stresses throughout the day. We can sit in traffic, we've got work deadlines, we've got children, we're juggling so many different things. Our body seems to be in a constant state of fight or flight. So the parasympathetic rest and digest is the opposite of this. This is getting the body out of that stress response. And when the body's in the parasympathetic state, it enables the body to heal. So as Victoria's talked about meditation, that can put the body in that state, and also reflexology helps to put the body in that state. So reflexology reduces stress signals to the brain. It encourages deep relaxation within the body, helps us to switch off. We may think we can never switch off. A lot of people that come to me are like, I can't relax, I can't switch off, I don't know how to do it. By the end of a reflexology session, they are relaxed. And it can help improve sleep and mental clarity. So the wellbeing benefits, as reflexologists, there are certain criteria that things that we're allowed to say. So we can say it helps with stress reduction, it improves relaxation, it helps with better sleep, enhanced mood, and supports general well-being. It does much more than that. We can't advertise, oh, it can help with this, that and the other, but I know what clients tell me. So many of my clients come to me for pain reduction. People come along with, many people have bad backs, shoulder issues from sitting at computers, etc. All sorts of different types of pain. It can really help them with their pain. It can help with anxiety. Stress is a big factor. A lot of people feel anxious in today's society. It can really help to reduce that. It helps people just to manage their stress. So when they've had reflexology, they'll go away and say, gosh, I can really manage my stress for a while. And then they sort of, every so often they're like, right, I need to come back. They know when they need it again. It can help with menopausal symptoms and hormones. It's very good at sort of balancing the hormones, and I've experienced that myself with my own menopause journey. It helps people with energy levels, with mood. It supports people going through cancer treatment. So reflexology is allowed, and I think it is something that is given at the mustard tree. So it is something that's been shown, to help with different symptoms. And also it can help with a lot of post-viral illness. So long COVID and other viruses. I've got a lady that comes to me, she had glandular fever and very long-term symptoms that she was suffering with, and went on to sort of have chronic fatigue as a result of it, and she finds that reflexology really helps her. So what can you expect if you come for a session of reflexology? You'll need to take your shoes and socks off. You will sit in my clinic, you'll sit in a reclining chair. It's very comfortable. And I will work on the feet. So I'll put some hot flannels on, a little bit of cream, a little bit of gentle massage just to get the person relaxed, and then it will be sort of the pressure points, and some areas will feel a little bit tender because they're the areas that need the work. Often the adrenal gland area in a person's foot will be very tender because of the amount of stress that people carry in day-to-day life. So yeah, a typical session is about 45 minutes to an hour. Some people ask, a question people ask, is it ticklish? It's a very common question. Usually most people, even if they have ticklish feet, will not feel that it tickles. There's more pressure than that. So, it's not something that will tickle. And most people, if they are worried, they find that they do actually enjoy it. And most people are very relaxed after a session, and some people even fall asleep during the session. So, okay, if you want to just join me for a little bit of hand reflexology, if you just give your hands a little rub together just to warm them up. If you have any hand cream or anything, it's useful to put a little bit on, but otherwise just give them a bit of a warm, and then if you find the area on your thumb in the middle where the thumb pad is, and then just press and give that a little sort of circular motion. This is where the area that the brain and head reflexes are. So it's a calming point. So if you just do that for about sort of 30 to 60 seconds. And see what you feel. Some people might feel a bit of tenderness. Some people just a quite nice feeling. And then again with the other side. And then the side of the thumb, the inner side, that area is key for like sleep issues and the vagus nerve. So it's a good area to press. The vagus nerve helps with our calm response. And then also, if you want to move along the fingers, you can do the same thing with the circular motion. And also just give them a little squeeze all the way down. The fingers represent, it's the same as the toes and the feet. They represent the sinuses. And also, so this is good for any sinus issues, any allergies, hay fever, as we're coming into that time of year. And particularly the thumb, headaches, migraines, that sort of thing. And then if we give the middle of the palm, just go around it in a circular motion, and then right in the center, if you just press in there at the same time as taking a deep breath in through your nose and release when you breathe out. If you just do that a few times, that is just a nice point. It's a solar plexus point, so it's sort of the core of us, and it's just the same as sort of with the deep breathing, taking those deep breaths, and it helps to relax. The center of the palm as well is sort of the digestive area. So if you have any digestive issues, just giving it a nice massage in that area, it will help. There's just a few little points there. Yeah, so just to sum up, that reflexology is just a gentle complementary therapy which supports relaxation and overall well-being. It can be used alongside conventional healthcare. Even simple hand techniques can help reduce stress. Longer sessions, people find I have a lot of clients that come sort of on a monthly basis, just to maintain, to keep all their symptoms away. So I'm based in Elberton, but you can also find a local reflexologist that's qualified close to you. On the Association of Reflexology, find a reflexologist page, which I will pass the details on to Charlie to send out afterwards. So if you want to look for somebody sort of near to you, the Association of Reflexologists make sure that if you're a member there, they make sure that all of their reflexologists are properly qualified and insured. So you're getting somebody that's done a proper course and all the relevant qualifications. That's about it, I think. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Claire. That was lovely. My hand feels really loose actually now. Claire from St Luke's has just said we have a number of our staff who go to Claire and absolutely love her sessions. So thank you.
That's good to hear. Yes, I have a lot of involvement with St Luke's.
Is there any crossover or similarity to Reiki? Holly has asked.
A similarity in the terms of how it makes you feel. So I've had a friend of mine does Reiki, and Reiki is not hands-on like reflexology, so that's the difference, but it can still put you in that meditative state in the same way, and healing, obviously.
Amazing. And I think you're right in a sense of when I came and saw you, I think I did generally leave feeling really relaxed, and I slept like a baby that night. And I am somebody who usually only needs like 5 hours of sleep because of my ADHD and stuff, whereas I literally slept for about a good 7 to 8 hours, which is really unheard of for me. So I did feel really, really relaxed, and it was really, really lovely. And I think that's something that's really powerful, isn't it? Is that there are different ways in which we can holistically look after our bodies. And and it's just another alternative route in how we can manage stress. And I think those techniques that you taught us with our hands are things that you can just do every day, can't you, really easily. Similar to the meditation sessions, is you can just sit there 5 minutes, for example, that we can find in our day, and just practice to help support our stress levels and help us feel maintained through the working day. So thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Claire who haven't already asked?
Yeah, and I did ask about the more info, but Claire said she'll send you the details.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
so we
all the
can
details will
access.
be sent out to everybody.
You had me at hot
and-
flannel, Claire.
Brilliant.
Who doesn't love a hot flannel?
So soothing.
Yeah, yeah. Can I have one on my face as well, please?
Victoria's asked, can reflexology be used for people with epilepsy?
Yes, it can. In fact, there aren't many contraindications to reflexology. The only one really is people with deep vein thrombosis, because an active blood clot, you know, we don't want to be moving that. So that's about the only one. Epilepsy, anything that can calm the nervous system down is beneficial, and reflexology does that. Yeah, so I would say yes.
Thank you. And you're right, Holly. Holly has said that she loved to hear more about holistic therapies. She used acupuncture in a previous job and it was incredible. And I think there are all those different opportunities out there, aren't there? And there are different ways in which we can support our bodies away from the mainstream therapies that get spoken a lot about. We have those holistic therapies as well that we're able to use. Danielle has asked, can it be used if you suffer from regular migraines?
Yes, I have quite a few clients that come that have migraines. People find it helps particularly with the facial reflexology, because you're using the pressure points on the face, you're helping just to reduce tension. You know, people carry a lot of tension in their jaw. So a lot of people come and have the face and feet, which is like a double whammy really. You're attending the area of concern, but you're also doing it through the feet as well. So yeah, quite a few people that come for things like migraines. And also it's helping to rebalance the hormones, and often migraines can be either hormonal or stress and tension. So yeah.
Amazing. And Holly's asked, do you ever accompany reflexology with aromatherapy?
I did do an aroma reflex course, so I'm allowed to use aromatherapy oils. So what I do is in some of my blends there is a specific reflexology that uses those, so it can either be whatever the client likes, or it'll be something that I will put together for what they need for their symptoms. So yes.
Amazing, thank you. Hopefully that's answered your question, Holly. Fab, thank you so much both, because that was really good. And I think it's an opportunity that we don't really get very often, is it, where we hear about different alternatives that we're able to help support our stresses, especially simple exercises like you've gone through today make a huge difference to our working days. Finding that 5 minutes to do a meditation, or being even sat in a meeting where you could just do those reflexology techniques, Claire, is really helpful. And I think it's just those elements which naturally, when we are in our busy lives at work, it is really hard to find 5 minutes, I think, sometimes, especially depending on what you're doing. I know from a Livewell perspective, we support our clinical staff, and them finding 5 minutes in their 12-hour shifts is extremely difficult at the moment. So it is just those regular opportunities that we can try and error and learn more about these sort of techniques is really, really helpful. So thank you so much to you both for sharing. All the information will be sent out at the end. So if you do want any further information from Victoria or Claire, please do send them an email directly. They are open for you guys to contact them, and they would love to hear from you. But if you do have any further questions around anything as well, then also feel free to email me, and I'm more than happy to link you all together. So I guess the last half of this session is all about what's going on within your workplaces. Does anybody have anything that they want to bring forward before I start talking about a few things that I need to address? Or So floor is open for people if they want to shout out anything. Taking silence as everything's fine in your workplaces, which is always lovely to hear. But yes, there's a few little updates from our space. So any positive things happening in your workplaces that you that are wanting to share, or any challenges, as Greg has just put in the chat bar, please feel free to use this space for that. That is what we're here for as well. To be able to support, but also if you feel like you would like to take it off out of the network, then feel free to email me and we will set up a meeting at a different point as well. There's a few changes going on within our space. So we have got we've chosen to, we were doing 4 competitions a year where it was very team orientated and staff orientated, but what we have chosen to do is to do competitions once a month through the financial year, so starting in April and it will finish in March, and that is purely to the fact that we really want to highlight and showcase what work is going on monthly, because we didn't feel like doing it once a quarter was enough to really showcase what's going on within Plymouth and within our organisations. So we would really like to hear from you in terms of what's going on within your organisations. How are you supporting your staff? What little acts of kindness are you doing that you would like to share with us? And we really do encourage it. Again, there will be information sent out after this around how to contact us, and we have our website where you're able to log your activity that you do as Wellbeing Champions. And I know a lot of the organisations have also got their own Wellbeing Champion network meetings that are set up, and I do try to come to as many as I possibly can. But with that, it is really important that we do hear what is going on, because if we don't know what's going on in your organisations, we're unable to support you. Shawnee mentioned when she, in her introductions, that she supports the health check and know your measurement programs that we have, and they are areas and they're services that we're able to offer in-house within your organisations. So if you do want any further information on that, please do reach out. Know your measurement sessions are a body composition. So you stand on our special scales and it does a body composition around your muscle mass, around your body fat. It does your BMI, it does your BMR, which is how many calories your body needs to function, basically. And it really does give you a breakdown, okay? We find that with a lot of the individuals that we work with, standing on scales is a scary thing because you are just looking at a number. Whereas with these scales that we have, we are able to break that down for you, actually show what's going on within your body, and it gives you a lot more of a bigger picture of actually what is happening within your body. Thank you, Claire. So it is something that's really important and something that we really do encourage people to access. Anybody from the ages of 40 to 74 is entitled to a free NHS health check. I know some of our organisations that we work with have these in-house, but we also have community clinics being ran. So please do book in for them. So with the NHS health check, it goes into a lot more in-depth information. We start to looking at your cholesterol. We look at your diabetes, we look at all those. We look at all your sugar levels, and it's there as a prevention cause. We're not diagnostics, but what we do try to do is that if anything does come up around blood pressure, cholesterol, anything like that, we do send referrals over to your GP, and we hope that they then do follow up with you. So it's one of those things where it's just early intervention. The wellbeing team is based around early intervention, based around health inequalities within the city. So we do want to be able to give you opportunities as much as possible where you can access information like that. We have a new program as well that has been launched called the Wellness and Weight Loss Program. And this is based purely on a human learning systems approach. So it is a 12-week program and it involves a walk and a talk. Okay, so there are evenings of it being run, and there's also daytime walk and talks as well. And with those talks, they are based on behavioural change topics. So for example, they talk about fat, salts and sugars, as an information and knowledge perspective, but we also talk about how much exercise or how much physical activity should we be doing as adults from a public health recommendation. What are our portion sizes? Do we know what portions we're meant to have of fruit and vegetables, for example? Do we know how many carbs we're meant to be having a day? Do we know how many fats we're meant to be having a day? When I started this particular role, I was amazed at how little cheese actually you should probably have, because I do like cheese. So it's looking at all of those sort of things that actually we don't consider sometimes when we are creating our plate of food. So it's looking at all of that, and it's just a knowledge section there for that. In addition to that, we also are running workshops around mindful eating and planning. So sometimes around our busy lives and how we are within our organisations and planning our days and everything like that when we are working. Sometimes we just pick the quickest and easiest thing out of the fridge, for example. But if we did a bit of planning, there's no limit on cheese. I know, I thought the same, Holly, but unfortunately that is not the case. So it's looking at all of those sort of things and looking at how, if we do plan and if we are organised within our life around our food and our intake, actually then the benefits of that has on us, on our health. So it's looking at all those sort of areas. So there'll be more information sent out around that, but those are going to be coming live for our Wellbeing Champions, and we really encourage you guys to have a look at them and book onto them. My last thing is that as part of the Wellbeing Champion programme, you are required to attend Connect 5 Session 1. And what we do really encourage, and we sort of do send a few reminders, is that we do really encourage you to attend Connect 5 Session 2 and Connect 5 Session 3, due to the fact that there's a lot of mental health conversations now happening in our workplaces, and Connect 5 Session 2 and 3 touch on that. Mandy, I know you're in the room, so I don't know if you wanted to add a little bit more information around Connect 5 Session 2 and 3, why we encourage our champions to attend them.
No problem at all. The 3 characters that you meet in session 1 and session 1 is focused a lot around self-care and techniques for talking to people. With session 2 and 3 really build on that. So we follow those same 3 characters through. You learn more tools, and session 3 we really leave all the characters in a much better place. We found them. You have 6 tools you can use. There is some mention of suicide in session 2, where one of the characters has thoughts. It doesn't go beyond thoughts, and we leave them in a much better place in session 3. But it really gives you a much more comprehensive toolbox and skills you can use in conversations with people and to support your own well-being as well. We look at self-compassion and self-care a lot more.
Thank you. And I think with the conversations that I have with our champions, those topics and those topics of conversations are coming up a lot more within your organisations, and we will and with that we just want to make sure that you guys are fully equipped with the type of conversations that you might end up having with your colleagues. Kirsty and Glenda, these sessions will be sent out as well in the follow-up email. They are, oh, Shawnee's just done it in the chat bar actually. They're run virtually, and there's multiple sessions throughout the year. The next availability is May that we have. They can be booked bespoke. If you feel like there are a number of staff within your organisations that would like to attend this, so please do, no worries, Holly, thank you so much for attending. So please do reach out to us if you would like to explore that option. The other areas that we have available now as a bespoke session is we have finally had sign off for our suicide awareness session. So Mandy, I don't know if you wanted to jump in again and share more information about that. But some of you may have attended our old session, which was called Community Suicide Awareness. This one is a more localised session, I would say, around information, and I'll let Mandy share some more information about it.
Yeah, so it is a brand new course that we've developed in-house. So we cover what might lead somebody to think about suicide. We have a look at the language we use around suicide now. We got some statistics going from worldwide statistics down to very specific Plymouth ones. We look at how we can ask the question around suicide, and we also link into all the sources of support there are around Plymouth. It is a brand new course. We are still refining it. We've done 2 so far. I've got another one this afternoon. So your feedback is really, really important. It's a very gentle introduction to the topic, which can be a triggering topic. And the idea is if people want to test the water, if you like, to see whether this is something they want to learn more about, it's a 3-hour session. You can see how you feel. If then you wanted to go on and learn more, we do the 2-day assist program, which is quite intensive, but it's very practically what you can do if somebody says yes. And I know, Glenda, we've done it at City College before. So we've got a few more deliveries with the brand new assist booked in. So yeah, I'm happy to have a chat with anyone who wants to go into a bit more detail about either of those.
Amazing, thank you. And again, obviously you're part of this program because of your workplaces, but this information and these training is really good when it comes down to building the community capacity that we have within Plymouth and the awareness, because you never know who you're going to walk across to. You could be in Morrison's and something happens. So it's really important that we do have this awareness of what's going on. And like Greg said, it's a brilliant course. Highly recommend anybody looking into increase their knowledge and confidence around the suicide awareness topic. Please do book on because it is an incredible course. And I think Shawnee's popping it in the chat bar as we speak. So yeah, so do reach out to us about anything to do with what we've just spoken about. We are more than happy to have further conversations. And again, those offers are offered there for bespoke opportunities if you do want them within your organizations, if there's a number of people that you would like to go through the training. So before we close out, I understand that sometimes it's a little bit nerve-wracking in a forum like this, but does anybody want to share anything that's going on within their organizations, any celebrations that they're really happy with what their organization has been able to implement since they've done the training, or they've done since the training? I know there's certain organisations in the room that have got a lot going on, but I don't want to pipe in.
Yeah, as you probably are aware, Carla is very proactive here. So we've got lots on the cards, and yeah, it's just sometimes work gets in the way and you're not able to attend all of it. But yeah, we try as much as we possibly can, because sometimes these events happens during our most busy times, you know, when students from East Asia come in, and yeah, it just prevents you from attending, but they always send you the information. But there's lots going on at the college here, which is brilliant, you know, that it's really found its feet and it's taking off. And yeah, so yeah, it's made a huge difference here, definitely. I mean, I sort of beaver in the background more. I'm not somebody to really, but my projects and my job takes more of that time, but I always check up on colleagues, you know. I always am the friendly one. You okay? Because I'm very perceptive when it comes to people, not tooting my own horn, but I know my colleagues so well. I've been here for so many years. And I can generally pick up, you know, somebody's body language sometimes speaks. And that's how I prefer to do my Wellbeing Championship, you know, just quietly being there for colleagues and for staff. And but yeah, definitely a very, very good something great that was implemented here.
Amazing.
Yeah, and grateful to be part of it all. But yeah, sort of more on the quiet side rather than, you know, yeah.
And I think that's something that's really important to remember, is that it doesn't have to be grand gestures.
No.
And it's one thing that I really do heavily talk about it when you guys come and attend our training, is that it does not have to be grand gestures. It is just those simple acts of kindness that we hope that people can find time during the day. Sometimes a simple thank you or a please, or those little things that really do make a difference. And like you said, Glenda, you're aware of who your colleagues are, so you can tell if they've come in and they're not quite right that day or anything specific, and you'll probably know that if that means that they need a cup of tea or they need a little chat or anything around that. So
exactly that. Quick coffee, come on, and then they go, oh no, I've got to get back. No, let's make time for this. 5 or 10 minutes out of your day is not going to, you've got to get yourself we got to recalibrate. And sometimes you don't realize that when you do that with a work colleague, that you actually needed that 5 or 10 minutes out to recalibrate yourself, so it's definitely a double-edged sword. And it's just really observing people, which is where I find my comfort zone in terms of being a wellbeing champion.
And I think that's brilliant, because like I say with the training, is that everybody comes to training, they've got their own different skills and they've got their own different ways of being able to notice people's well-being and how to promote health and well-being. So I think that's really important, is that you found your special skill around that, around what type of wellbeing champion you want to be. And I think that's where, I suppose this is where this network is really special, is that there's a lot of you now. We have 800 of you, and naturally that doesn't mean that 800 attend this, because as you can see, 800 have not attended this. But what it does mean is that we have wellbeing champions within most organisations now within Plymouth, and I know from that perspective is that they do send a spokesperson, for example, if someone's available to attend this, to then feed back. And that's what's really cool about all of this, is that I know that those of you that are attending will be feeding back to the other wellbeing champions within your organisations. Just looking at the chat bar, Beth from Livewell has said that her and the other wellbeing champion are promoting nutrition and hydration week with leaflets and recipes, which is brilliant. And they're doing a staff challenge where we record how much water we drink in the working day, with a small prize at the end, which is brilliant. And I think hydration, as Greg has said, is just such a big key to supporting our health and well-being. And actually you really notice when you haven't drank, and actually you tend to find yourself quite tired, if I'm honest with you, if you haven't drank enough. Glenda's there with her champion water bottle that they won, and I think that's what's so important, is that we do really need to promote what we are what we want to do, and how we can look after ourselves. Just reading Annette's comment, so they've got a lot going on, shares regular updates and emails, and they have recently done a know your numbers session, which was great. And you'd like to come, and I would like to come on and speak, but I have a cold. Oh, bless you. It is really going around at the moment, isn't it? But yeah, so it's really important that we are finding time to drink, we're finding time to hydrate, we're also finding time to move our bodies. It is one of the worst things we possibly could do if we do sit at a desk, is just to sit here for the 8 hours or 10 hours, however long we work. So finding that time to really move our bodies is really important. So it is getting our steps in. We are really lucky today where we have sunshine. And the whole reason why we do schedule an extra half an hour of this is because we like to finish slightly early, so we can give you that half an hour to go and get some steps. Nobody's expecting you if they think that you're attending this. So please do really enjoy the extra time that we're about to give you to go and get some steps. So before we sign off for this session, does anybody have anything else to ask or add in before we say goodbye? Looks like they don't. No worries, Beth. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Obviously, this will be sent out to our wellbeing champions via our social networks and on our website. Please do share with the other champions that obviously weren't able to attend. We're really grateful for you guys attending, and thank you so much to Victoria and Claire for your session.